How does our parents' marriage affect our own?
We definitely are influenced by the way our parents raised us. Basically, they're our models, and we learn about relationships from what we've seen growing up. Now, we have a saying, we can be products of our history, but we don't have to be prisoners of our past. So one of the things that is very important for us is to really look inside and figure out, what did I see when I was growing up? And who am I as a result of the gifts that I received from my parents, as well as the difficulties that I've seen in my parents' relationship. To the extent that I am aware of, we call them the gifts and baggage of our culture, of our parents, of the type of relationship that they have, then we are in a much better position to decide what are some of the things that I have that are good for me, that are going to strengthen my marriage, and I want to make sure that I pass on to our relationship, and what would be some of the things that I want to make sure that I don't repeat. Some of those baggage I may be able to fully let go and put in the back burner. Some of them we know that probably are going to be a little bit harder. For example, in our Latino community, there's a lot of situations where we see infidelities, a lot of families that are dealing with alcohol abuse, many times also domestic violence. Those are things that could really hurt our relationship. So we believe that it's important for us to see, are these things that I really need to consider, that I have to work on, so that they don't interfere in my new relationship?
There are other things that come into our families, that come through our parents. Sometimes our parents were in survival mode. They were just trying to make it. And as a result, they sometimes have looked at life in terms of short term, of what do we need right now. The result of that, unfortunately, has, for many of us, especially in the Latino community, resulted in situations such as not putting the focus on academics that we need to. So a lot of our kids are dropping out of school, way too many. Some of our young girls are getting pregnant out of wedlock, way too many. There are these different kind of social issues that are sometimes not only specific to Latino families, but they seem to be accentuated through the need, the crisis mode that we've seen. So I think it's really important that we highlight on the strengths and the gifts that we have been given by our parents and our culture in general, that we take the best of that, and then we take the best of the culture around us, and we put it together to make the best us possible. The good news is we can be who we want to be by making those kinds of healthy choices. Unfortunately, in our communities, sometimes people take the worst of the Latino cultures and they take the worst of the local majority cultures and they combine that. And so we end up having Latinos hurting other Latinos and others in the community through gangs, drug abuse, and other social issues that come our way. And so I say that we need to be proud of our heritage, about who we are, where we come from, take the best of all of that and combine it with the best of what we find here in our communities and create the best person that we can be, so we can create the best couple relationships that we can possibly develop. Strong couple relationships that will develop in strong and healthy families that in the end result in healthy communities and a healthy nation.